In the sports world, there is a commonly known word called a dynasty. This word is reserved for when a team displays utter dominance throughout the span of 5 or even longer years, where it's clear that no other team can even come close to competing with them and that they really just run the whole entire league. In baseball, when you think of dynasty, you think of the New York Yankees, who won not only 4 World Series in the span of 5 years from 1996 to 2000, but also won 5 in a row from 1949 to 1953, which is the most ever in baseball history. And while the New York Yankees are known for their brand and image, not by many people not for their sports affiliation, many people who do follow sports and especially baseball despise the New York Yankees. And if you ask them, it'll either be two things. Either they're fans because they're annoying and won't shut up about their success, or about their success and constant ability to compete and be one of the best teams in the league. Now, you may be wondering, why am I talking about the New York Yankees in a video about video games? Well, we can actually learn a lot about video games and their popularities by looking at the sports world and comparing the two and contrasting how people see popularity, success, and how that can ultimately drive competing markets and other similar ideas to the ground. So make sure to stick around to the end because this video is going to be really insightful about the overall environment of the gaming atmosphere and how one game's popularity can lead to another's demise. And while you're at it, if you enjoy any part, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It's completely free and you can always change your mind later. And with that, let's get on with the video. The first game I want to touch on right now is Overwatch. Now, Overwatch was one of the biggest successes that the video game industry really never saw coming. Releasing in 2016, it sold over 70 million copies, which is just insane to think about, while also generating over $1 billion in revenue over the first year. Even its sequel, Overwatch 2, continues to break records, having over 50 million active users upon a year within launch and having 225 million in revenue. For a game with a unique idea like Overwatch 1 with no continuing IPs or characters, selling over 70 million copies is an insane feat and is just insane to think about. However, with that popularity and overall news buzz comes a lot of hate as well. And because of that, since 2016, the game's release, people have been claiming that this game and that game and this upcoming new title will be the Overwatch killer once and for all, and Overwatch will finally be put down, buried 6 feet under, and we will never see that again. However, consistently, game after game, release after release, that doesn't stay true. Overwatch continues to grow and is still a pretty popular game, despite many controversy and discussion around it being a good game overall, especially with Overwatch 2. Still, what doesn't change is that any game that has a similar style is labeled as a Overwatch killer, and then when that game doesn't perform as well as Overwatch or even just to industry standard numbers, people start to call the game a failure. While there are obviously exceptions like Concord, which is just a major bust ever since it released, many games such as Marvel Rivals are extremely popular and see high player counts, yet many people see it as a bust or a failure because it didn't overtake Overwatch. Upon Marvel Rivals' announcement, many people were so excited about Marvel Rivals. However, it seemed like more people were excited about it being possibly an Overwatch killer rather than a Marvel game, which was actually good. For example, just look at these news headlines that I found on the screen right now. How many of these games do you actually know? Many of these were touted as Overwatch killers or things that would end Overwatch's popularity, and now these games will be the big thing. However, due to that big claim and due to those big expectations, many of these games fell off and aren't really too well known. While I'm not going to say each one is a failure, many people do see them as a failure because they weren't able to live up to Overwatch's hype. However, just because a game wasn't able to reach one of the most popular games of all time's height, that doesn't make it automatically a failure. But for now, let's put Overwatch to the side and look at some other games that have a similar thing going on to them. If you're following my channel and you're a Minecraft fan, you definitely know this title. However, if you're not, you may not know it. Hytale was a hugely anticipated game that was touted to be the #1 Minecraft killer ever. I mean, almost 7 years ago, people were already saying Hytale was the next Minecraft killer, and Minecraft's spot on the throne of sandbox games was in danger. I mean, you even had people calling Trove in 2016 a Minecraft killer, so what could even go wrong with this? Throughout years of development, Hytale seemed to look pretty good. We actually got a couple trailers, and Hypixel Studios was even bought by mega studio Riot Games. So the future was looking really good for the game, and people were so excited for it. However, just a couple weeks ago in 2025, Hytale was cancelled altogether, and we will not see even an open source code. While the ultimate reasons could still be debated and asked upon and questioned upon, many people see Hytale's downfall being its own popularity. Due to being set up to be the Minecraft killer and being the brainchild of Minecraft's biggest server, many people saw Hytale as the Minecraft killer, as I said, and with that comes major responsibilities and even bigger power. So Hypixel Studios really wanted this game to be big and to live up to the expectations. That's why they agreed to be bought by Riot Studios. However, through that purchase, they eventually would have to recreate the whole entire game, almost erasing 5 years of work because they had to change what engine the game was built on. Because of this, development really never took off, and although they gave updates, they probably knew that this game wasn't going to happen, and it was better to not prove sunken cost fallacy true and just to leave the project where it was. Now, it's really horrible that Hytale really never came out. It was something so many people look forward to, and really did look like a fun game that many people could enjoy as either a substitute or in addition to Minecraft. However, we will never know if Hytale was fun. We will never know if it was good, if it was bad, if it was the Minecraft killer, or anything. What I'm trying to say here is that touting something as the next big game killer will never lead to anything at all. If anything, it only sets up for disappointment and just nothing. To tie up the sports analogy I started the video with, many people want the New York Yankees gone. They hate them, they despise them, they hate their fans, and everything about that. It could be said the same about Overwatch and Minecraft. People despise these games and many others just because of their popularity and their dominance over the genres and the markets. I know many people will not even touch their toes in the water of Overwatch or Minecraft or similar other popular games just because they're popular. They don't want to be within the people, they don't want to play the most popular games, so they'll completely ignore them and try to dethrone them through other video games or other methods.
Well, obviously it's a little different to hate on the New York Yankees or any sports dynasty compared to a popular video game. It also holds some merit and shows that maybe we do need these representations of success and proof that people can dominate a scene so people can be inspired to look up to that and try to replicate it in their own way. Probably not the same exact way, as that wouldn't work for both video games and sports teams. However, a proof that success can exist or dominance can exist is good for the market and shows that we should be trying for that. Still, expecting that out of every sports team or every video game isn't likely and isn't healthy. It's not going to happen, and these are most likely than not lightning in a bottle, which happens once in a decade if lucky. So don't claim everything to be the next Dynasty killer or to be the next Minecraft or Overwatch killer. It's not going to happen, and you're just setting yourself and the game up for failure. Instead, look at the game and see what it innovates upon. Maybe it borrowed a feature of Minecraft, but it did it in a way that was unique or better for the game in a way. Or for a sports team, look at a player or two, how the team turned into a superstar when they started out as a dud that the New York Yankees could never do. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it a ton, and if you enjoyed it in any capacity, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.